Back on the local front, Korea's real gross domestic product for the second quarter rebounded slightly, gaining higher, that is slightly, than market expectations. Our correspondent Kim Do-yeon covers the latest findings.
South Korea's real gross domestic product, a key indicator of the economy, grew by 0.6% on quarter in the second quarter of the year. That's according to the Bank of Korea's preliminary data on Thursday. This is a bounce back, as in the first quarter, the nation's real GDP contracted by 0.2% on quarter, with the previous two quarters also showing stagnant growth. On top of this, the quarter two number exceeded market expectations of a 0.5% gain.
This second quarter GDP can be summed up as strong growth driven largely by the private sector, particularly exports and consumption.
Specifically, private consumption rose 0.5% while government spending increased 1.2%. And although still on a downward trend, the rate of decline for construction and facility investment both stood at negative 1.5%. The BOK zoomed in on the increased spending and that it has been gradually getting better, especially with more spending on entertainment.
We're seeing a gradual improvement. Conditions in May were better than in April, and June was even better than May. In terms of services, ticket sales for performances, for example, saw a significant jump. Restaurant demand and spending, which had been sluggish, also showed signs of recovery.
Meanwhile, both exports and imports saw gains. In the second quarter, exports rose 4.2% from the previous quarter, driven by strong global demand for semiconductors and petrochemical products. Imports were also up by 3.8%. The Bank of Korea noted that improved petrochemical exports were partly due to reduced refining capacity in the U.S. and Europe, which increased demand for Korean petroleum products. Pharmaceutical and cosmetic exports remain strong as well, aided by expanded U.S. and EU import approvals and continued global interest in K-beauty. Officials say some of the recent surge came from pre-tariff demand ahead of looming trade measures, though the actual impact of tariffs has yet to fully materialize. Kim Do-yeon, ArirangNews.